This is an urgent breaking news update. Tampa, Florida is in a state of emergency as Hurricane Debby wreaks havoc across the city. In an unexpected turn of events, Tampa has been blindsided by the sudden appearance of Hurricane Debby. The colossal storm, seemingly appearing out of nowhere, has left the city in a state of devastation as it tears through buildings, ripping apart infrastructure, and leaving an indelible mark on the Sunshine State. One of the most severely affected areas is Tampa International Airport. The once bustling hub of air travel is now a haunting image of destruction. Planes, tossed around like toys by the ferocious winds, lie scattered across the tarmac. The terminal buildings, too, have not been spared, with reports of significant structural damage pouring in. Just a stone's throw away, a popular shopping mall has been reduced to rubble. Its shattered facades and twisted metal structures serve as a stark reminder of the storm's raw power. The hurricane, in its ruthless path, has left no stone unturned. The human toll of this disaster is heart-wrenching. The current reports are painting a grim picture, with dozens reported dead and hundreds more injured. Emergency services are stretched thin as they work tirelessly to reach those in need. Over at MacDill Air Force Base, the situation is equally dire. Aircraft have been strewn across the runway, while fuel explosions have created a scene of chaos and panic. The base, a symbol of national strength and resilience, is now in shambles. In a shocking development, the Howard Franklin Bridge, a vital artery of the city, has been destroyed. The hurricane's wrath swept away the bridge, taking with it an unknown number of lives. The loss is immeasurable, the impact catastrophic. Rescue efforts have begun in earnest as the hurricane subsided, turning the city into a battlefield against time. The entire event, lasting a mere 11 minutes, has altered the course of countless lives. Stay with us as we continue to bring you live updates from the ground. One of the hardest hit areas is MacDill Air Force Base, where the situation is nothing short of catastrophic. Hurricane Debby, a freak storm that appeared almost out of nowhere, has left a trail of destruction in its wake. MacDill Air Force Base, a cornerstone of Tampa's infrastructure, now resembles a war zone. The base's runways, usually a hive of activity, are now littered with airplanes tossed about like children's toys. Fuel explosions have ignited, creating a terrifying spectacle of flames and smoke that can be seen from miles away. This is not the aftermath of a military strike, but the wrath of Mother Nature herself, unleashed in a mere 11 minutes. The base, integral to both national defense and local economy, is now paralyzed. Thousands of personnel who call the base their workplace are left to grapple with the uncertainty of what comes next. The impact of this devastation extends well beyond the base's boundaries. Nearby residents, many of whom are families of those stationed at the base, are now faced with a very real and immediate threat. The fuel explosions have raised concerns about potential environmental hazards. The immediate vicinity of the base is now a high-risk zone. Emergency services are urging residents to stay indoors, away from the toxic fumes that now hang heavily in the air. The destructive power of Hurricane Debby has tested the resilience of this community in ways unimaginable. Yet, even in the face of such devastation, the spirit of unity and determination prevails. Rescue operations are already underway at the base, with emergency personnel working tirelessly to control the situation. Their courage and commitment are a beacon of hope amid the chaos, a testament to human resilience in the face of nature's fury. The devastation doesn't end at MacDill. The Howard Franklin Bridge, a critical structure for the city, has also fallen victim to Hurricane Debby. A main artery of Tampa, the Howard Franklin Bridge is no more. This colossal structure, once a symbol of connection and progress, now lies in ruins, a stark reminder of the destructive power of nature. One can only imagine the terror of those who were on the bridge when Debby struck, a storm that materialized almost out of nowhere. The exact number of lives lost remains unknown at this point, making this disaster even more heart-wrenching. Rescue teams sprang into action as soon as the wrath of Debby subsided, their efforts a race against time to find survivors among the twisted wreckage of what was once a bustling thoroughfare. The loss of the Howard Franklin Bridge is not just a tragedy in terms of human life. It's a logistical nightmare for a city already reeling from the shock of this unexpected catastrophe. As one of the main routes into and out of Tampa, it served as a lifeline for the city. Its destruction will undoubtedly cause significant disruptions to traffic, prolonging emergency responses and hampering recovery efforts. Moreover, the economic implications cannot be understated. The bridge was a vital link for businesses, facilitating the smooth flow of goods and services across the city. Its loss will be felt deeply in the pockets of the city and its residents. Yet, amidst the ruin and despair, there is a glimmer of hope. The spirit of the community is undeterred. Rescue efforts continue unabated, and plans are already underway to rebuild and restore this crucial piece of infrastructure. Tampa may be down, but it is certainly not out. The loss of this bridge is a severe blow to the city, and it will undoubtedly impact the recovery process. In the aftermath of this disaster, rescue efforts have begun as soon as the hurricane subsided. The city of Tampa, still reeling from the unexpected onslaught of Hurricane Debbie, now faces a battle against time. A battle not just against the ticking clock, but against the mounting challenges that come with such large-scale devastation. Rescue efforts are met with immense obstacles. The wreckage from the destroyed airport and shopping mall, the scattered airplanes across the runway of MacDill Air Force Base, and the remnants of the Howard Franklin Bridge all pose significant hindrances in the path of our brave rescuers. Yet they push forward undeterred, knowing that every second counts in this race against the clock. A multitude of organizations have stepped onto the battlefield, their singular goal being to save as many lives as possible. Local law enforcement, fire departments, and medical personnel are at the forefront, their efforts supplemented by the National Guard, the Red Cross, and numerous other humanitarian organizations. Their coordinated efforts are a beacon of hope amidst the chaos. The immediate needs of the survivors are paramount. With hundreds injured and displaced, medical aid and shelter are the top priorities. Hospitals across the region are working round the clock, treating the wounded and providing much-needed care. Plans are also in place to set up temporary shelters and distribute essential supplies to those affected. It's a monumental task, but one that Tampa is ready to take on. The road to recovery is long and fraught with challenges. Yet, the spirit of resilience shines through. As we speak, the brave men and women on the ground continue to fight against time to save as many lives as possible. As we come to terms with the devastation left by Hurricane Debbie, the city is left to pick up the pieces. In a span of just 11 minutes, a city vibrant with life was abruptly transformed into a landscape of ruins, its pulse momentarily silenced by the wrath of nature. Hurricane Debbie struck with a ferocity that left us all breathless, its winds tearing through our city, reducing buildings to rubble and turning our streets into rivers. The Tampa International Airport, once a bustling gateway to our city, now stands desolate, its runways littered with debris. The MacDill Air Force Base suffered a similar fate, with airplanes strewn across the runway and fuel explosions causing widespread destruction. Even as we grapple with the immediate aftermath of this tragedy, rescue efforts are underway, with brave men and women working tirelessly, racing against time to find survivors amidst the wreckage. The task is monumental, the conditions challenging, but the spirit of our rescuers remains unbroken. The long-term impacts of Hurricane Debbie on Tampa are anticipated to be considerable. Our infrastructure has been dealt a severe blow, with the destruction of key landmarks and the disruption of essential services. The local economy, too, will feel the impact, as businesses reel from the damage and the city works to rebuild. In the face of this catastrophe, city officials and the governor's office have been rallying to formulate a comprehensive response plan. Their focus is on immediate relief efforts, but plans for long-term recovery and reconstruction are also being discussed. Despite the enormity of the task ahead, there is a shared determination to rebuild Tampa stronger and more resilient. The road to recovery will be long and hard, but the resilience of Tampa's residents shines through even in these darkest hours. We will continue to bring you updates on this developing story. Stay safe, Tampa.